So Blackburn Rovers will end their home campaign at Ewood Park in 2020 on the back of a defeat, as Tony Mowbray still cannot outfox Tony Pulis. We'll take a look at that and much more next. Once again with another match review, this time looking back at Blackburn Rovers' latest match, the final match at Ewood of 2020. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe. You may today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related. What football are we going to know here? Under Warruski, that's right. 2020 has come to a close at Ewood, but unfortunately we did not get themselves a big fat 3 points as Pulis' boys came. They grinded out a result just like Stoke. It might not be a win, but guess what? It's a point in the bag, and they'll be keeping on, moving on for them. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a minute. I want to give a big shout out to, of course, the 23 patrons right now. We're still trying to get up to 25. I know Christmas is gone, but the new year, or the calendar year, is still alive. We still have that goal of getting 25 patrons. If you are interested, check out the link down below. It's also over here. If you want to go for the short link, that might work. I don't know. I've not really explored them, but the link to Patreon is down below, or might even be up here actually. Patreon.com/Roverseas. You can become the latest member of the gang for a very little price. You know, and of course, show your support in that regard. But anyway, let's get into it. Of course, take a look at some of the numbers that matter, as Rovers could not muster anything but a point. That's right. As you can see, big figures for numbers, but that's the story of our season. Big numbers, but the numbers that matter are up there in the score sheet. 1-1 in the end. Adam Reach scores bangers. He's actually had a bit of a quiet season, Adam Reach, for Sheffield Wednesday, but he actually gave the Owls, the visitors, the lead on this one with the 41st minute banger. Of course he does. That's all he does. He scores bangers. I was actually saying, we did a watch long for this one, and I was actually saying to the guys there, who would you steal from Sheffield Wednesday? Some guys said Bannon, but of course Adam Reach is probably the one you would go for. He has got that danger element, of course, and it could come out of the woodwork anytime you like. Vuvuzela, when I say Vuvuzela, Luna's out there with the Vuvuzelas right now. She's cheering on Adam Reach, but unfortunately she's cheering on the wrong side. So yeah, he got themselves in front despite Rovers absolutely dominating possession. But when you look at break down those numbers, you can see just how bit of a boring match it was. Rovers did though get themselves back into it midway through the second half. It was, of course, a lot of the talk of the match pre-kickoff, and of course throughout the match was, of course, the potential return of Dack and Brereton, which we did see both of those, and they did offer a bit more dynamism for Rovers. But ultimately, the goal that came for Rovers was, of course, a beautiful solo effort once again from Joe Rothwell. That's what he does. That's what he does. We need to see more of that. It doesn't come around that often. It's like I don't know, a rocking horse shit. You know, it's rare as rocking horse shit. Those sort of moments. But when you get them to his feet, and I said it on. Hopefully, I said this. But if I didn't say it, I'll say it again. It's Maradona-esque. When he gets the ball to his feet, it is Maradona-esque. He cuts inside. I know it's at championship level, but I'm sure he can do something like this, even at Premier League level. But we just need to see more of it. And if we were to see those on a regular basis, he could probably get a double digits from midfield, no questions asked. And yeah, I've been waiting for Rothwell to deliver, and that goals like that, and the one against Norwich just fuels the fire for me to say, you know what, he has a place in this team, but we just need to see more of this. Goals has been his missing ingredient. He does drive us forward. He adds a bit of energy, and now having dwelled on tune on this for a little bit, you know, the midfield or the attacking future for Rovers does look good if we can fill in the blanks for that team. And now again, we'll talk more about the starting 11 in a minute, but when you got Dack, when you got Brereton back, and you've got Joe Rothwell and Harvey Elliott all firing on cylinders, you've got quite an attacking quartet of players there. You just need to piece in the rest of the midfield, who's going to be alongside them. You need a workhorse, and Travis is that man. And then there's also that other spot there. Now, do you put Harvey Elliott in defensive third there, or do you put Holtby in there? I don't know. Is Buckley the one for it? Downing? I don't know. There is one spot I think up for grabs with a dream 11 here for Rovers when everybody's fit. So, and it is in midfield. I don't know. Is it Ben Whiteman from Doncaster? Will we go back in for him in the transfer window? I don't bloody know. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the numbers there. Of course, possession-wise, 72% for possession for Rovers. That's good. It's very, very good. But ultimately, when you don't deliver, it's pretty shit. You get all that ball and you don't really do anything with it. It's not good. 28% possession for Sheffield Wednesday. We had 16 shots, believe it or not. I can't probably the ones that really stood out to me on one hand. Especially if you're from Burnley, then you can definitely count them on one hand with 6. But yeah, 16 shots for us, 7 for Sheffield Wednesday. They had 1 on target, and guess what? That went in the back of the net. Rovers had 4 on target. Westwood was the ball busier, the keepers. And yeah, 4 more fouls for them than us, and we did have a yellow card. It could have been a red, a bit risky. And the tail of the tape really comes down to it is our set pieces is just absolutely dog shit. Yeah, 5 corners in there. You don't really trouble the keeper. You don't really trouble anything. We're playing short corners again. I don't know why. I don't know if they've practiced one thing in training that has been very, very good and they think, this is the way to do it. It will pay off one of these times. But you could take a bazillion corners and it works out once. Then yeah, it's good for that one moment. But we need to be troubling the keepers, troubling the defence, and we're not doing that with these shitty short corners. I don't get it. I don't know what they see in it. It's not working out. Please go back to the drawing board for your set pieces. Let's take a look then, of course, at the starting lineups. No, we'll take a look at more some numbers here. We'll get a look at the pass numbers and all that kind of stuff. But this is how they broke out. They formed at kick-off, of course. 5 at the back, 4 Sheffield Wednesday, perhaps 3 at the back, maybe, and then of course a stacked midfield, which kind of made things difficult. Rovers trying to go forward. Of course, Pulis getting one over Tony Mowbray again. I think they've managed against each other over, I think, probably 10 times, maybe even more than that, 15 times or something. But Pulis has always come out on the happier side than when compared to Tony Mowbray. Of course, he's yet to beat Pulis on the pitch and a managerial straight shoot off. I thought today was going to be the day, but no. Guess what? Sheffield Wednesday will continue to climb up the table, a point in the bag. We'll see where that puts them in the table. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Then, of course, Rovers had Kaminski between the sticks. We had Douglas, Lennon, Ayala, and then Nyambi at the back there. Holtby, of course, as well, alongside Johnson. And then we had Rothwell, of course, the goal scorer. Elliott up top, alongside Gallagher and Adam Armstrong as well. Now, I'm running out of bad words to say for Gallagher. I don't know what's gone wrong. Yeah, has he got pace? I've not really seen it. It says 70 pace here. We've not really seen the full explosivity from Gallagher, and it's starting to wind me up. And same with Holtby. Is as you can see, Holtby is according to this joint. Well, he's meant to be one of the better players on the field there for Rovers, ahead of Rothwell, ahead of Johnson, ahead of Elliott, ahead of Gallagher. But to be honest with you, he's been pretty shit of late. I've not really seen him coming out creating too much for us since I know it's stupid and I know it's silly, but since the haircut, he's been a shittier kind of player. I don't know what's gone on. The confidence is shot. I just don't know what we're looking at. Are we looking at a defensive midfielder? He's not really got the pace. If he's going to do set pieces, bloody take some set pieces. I want to see why you're in the team there now. We've got Dack coming back. Of course, he's going to be looking for starting next position, probably against Huddersfield, but I don't think he'll get it. And of course, Brereton will be looking for starting as well. And right now, I don't see Gallagher start in a fully fit Rovers 11. Your Gallagher is out. Your Holtby is out. Your Johnson's probably out as well, to be honest. In fact, maybe you keep your Johnson. You have your Travis alongside Johnson and Rothwell. That'll be your 3 for me. And then at the back there, you've got Douglas, who I think is questioned as well. He's brought in for his experience. To be honest with you, I'm not seeing too much excitement from him, whether it is supposed to be his set pieces or whatever it is. I'm not seeing that from that. Amari Bell offers more going forward. He offers more kind of like a Nyambi. He's a bit questionable going back. Yeah, there is a lot of room for improvement here. And again, our centre-backs didn't look the greatest today. Here's my match ratings. I got Kaminski with a 6. He was, to be honest with you, didn't have much to do except for pick the ball out of the back from Adam Reach. Douglas again with a 5. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the response I'm looking for. I'd Lenham with a 6 again. Not great. A dubious yellow card, which could have been a red. I think was at fault perhaps for that goal. I've only seen it the once. And Nyambi with a 7. He doesn't get less than 7 in my eyes. Always giving a performance. And again, earlier in the week we did see, of course, Dack signing a new contract, which is fantastic news. Yes, it is. But get this man signed up. He needs to be signed up because I don't want to see him go for nothing. I really don't. Holtby with a 5. Another one of my shit ones that actually you can see, there's a bit of a pattern here down the left sort of side, even though Holtby's more of a player that travels around the midfield. But those guys not really delivering. They're the more experienced members of the squad. Johnson again with a 6, he was good, but he was substituted. Of course, Rothwell up there with a 7 as well, creating some stuff. Elliot again with a decent performance, maybe a bit harsh on him, and Armstrong with a 6, Gallagher with a 4. He's just offers nothing at the moment. It really doesn't, and I'm chuffed a bit to see Brereton. And Brereton in his 25-30 minutes of action today created more than Gallagher did all match. Of course, again he was substituted though for that. Take a look at the opposition. There we have West Brereton 6 for Sheffield Wednesday. Jojo at the back alongside Palmer as well, and over on the wing backs with Atkinley's and Dunkley in the middle. Then you have Patterson, Polsey, of course, Patterson the Silver Fox, Bannon and Reach, of course, sort of creative outlets for Sheffield Wednesday, and Windus up top. Too little, too late for him. He had a chance to put the ball back in it, but unfortunately not. Well, fortunately for them, they didn't get it. As you can see here, so we did 651 passes to their 255, whereas also 831 touches to their 411, pretty much doubled what they got. We did boss the aerial duels, which is good to see. But yeah, so we did hit the woodwork. I'm thinking it was Adam Armstrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what's going to be the takeaway at the end of this is the return of Dack, the return of Brereton, which is good stuff to see. And they did provide some a change of vibe. It looked more intricate, it looked more convincing going forward than it did without him. So they are 2 massive players for this club. And now, yeah, we've been on the back. We've harped on about Brereton before in the past. He's not delivered, but guess what? We've missed his presence moving forward. He offers that. He offers a Joe Rothwell kind of type of dynamoism driving forward, but he knows where the back of the net is as well. So I'm looking forward to having him back, and I believe he will start the game against Huddersfield because Gallagher has done not much to really strengthen his case, and that's what I'm also badgering towards. Is players need to realise that competition is good for the team. Holtby, you've been shit, mate. You really have been shit. In the number 10, guess what? You need to be delivering some stuff, and you're not doing it right now. Gallagher, you're supposed to be delivering goals or assists or something to the team, and when you get those moments, you kind of fluff your lines a little bit. And I don't know. Maybe it's confidence or something. Maybe a season out on loan. I know we're not in a position to do that right now, but I think that's probably best for you. And I know there's a striker in there. There is a striker in Gallagher, but I just don't see it at the moment. Anyway, first take a look at the heat maps. Heat maps are just like this. As you can see, a lot of red, a lot of touches for Rovers all over the pitch there. Sheffield Wednesday coming down the right hand side as well with Matey Boy, whereas he Reach, of course, down the right hand side. Palmer as well. So they did have a bit of possession, but ultimately. It was Rovers who had more of the ball, but we were just poor with the end of it. That's a little bit what I've had to say. What about the gaffer? Tony, what do you think about the match?
Listen, we're hugely disappointed, of course. It's home games. It's just a great opportunity for 3 points against a team who've been really struggling. I got their first win last week in out of 10, I think. So football is what it is. It's they stick a lot of men behind the ball. They make it really, really hard for you. Then we give them a goal. They didn't even create the goal. We give them a goal, which gives them lots to hang on to. And listen, it feels really harsh on us. It feels tough, but football is tough. As I've just said to them there, a lot of young guys. Football's hard. Nobody gives you anything. You have to keep working at it. You have to find the answers. We have to find the answers. We've spent every training session since the last game trying to break down deep blocks, really, and yet it takes a bit of magic from Rothwell to break the lines to score. It's a conundrum for us. If every team comes and blocks up behind the ball like that, it's going to be really tough. So yeah, try and get the right balance. Good to see Dack back today. Yeah, you could see when soon as Dack came on the pitch, he's nicking things around the corner, one touch. If it hadn't hit Armstrong on the chin rather than on the chest, he'd have been through one-on-one with the goalie and scored, I'm sure. Brereton should have maybe scored. He, again, a bit rusty, been out for 3-4 weeks, right in front of goals. We hit the post. We're left frustrated. We put the point in the bag, move on to the next one. 2 away games. I just said to them there, away games we can win. Away from home we can be more ruthless. Teams attack us more and leaves a bit more space.
And you touched on it.
No, listen, I can't. It's ridiculous their goal today. Really, they didn't create it. We actually give them it on a plate, and it's so frustrating because the lads involved are honest guys. Just a lack of communication. I think Eddie did it against his back. I think did he? Adam Reach, you'd have to say he could try and do that again another 20 times and probably not do it. And so frustrating. I think we just have to keep rolling with it. Really, I don't think there's a lot wrong. I think it's I just. to dominate football matches, you have to put these teams to the sword. Really, I think there's lots of different aspects. You know, the service, the delivery into the box from the wide area when we get high up the pitch has to be better. You know, we have to get more men in the box when the crosses are coming in. It's it's just frustrating, Ed. But listen, Sheffield Wednesday, Tony Pulis, as I say, I've managed teams against his teams for a lot of years. It's always difficult, whether Tony was at Stoke or at Middlesbrough. It's or at West Brom, it's hard to play against his teams. Yeah, I think so. There was still 15-20 minutes left, I think. I think we lost the balance of the team a little bit because we put so many strikers on. But that was okay, because I'd rather lose 2-0 than not try at all to get back in the game, and so we just lost the balance a little bit, and it went a little bit more end to end. I did feel as if we had some opportunities later on to win the game. Didn't happen. So, as I say, that's football. We have to get on with it now. Just communication, just talking. He's a footballer. He's a guy. He talked like I talked to him, and he felt he was ready. So here he is. And he can't play 90 minutes. He's got to do bits and pieces, and we'll see where we get to with him. His numbers are good in training. He's working really hard. He brings imagination. I've just talked to the team about that. If you want to go and play at the top, you have to have imagination, because I feel as if we've given him a way of playing, a shape, a possession-based game, and put him in the right positions. A bit of imagination, a bit of class, a bit of guile, come off script really is what Dack's all about, and you can make the difference. I would hope we go to both games and dominate and be positive, and whether we can score, keep clean sheets, win games. I expect this team to win every game, to be honest. We look forward to Bournemouths and the return games of Watfords and stuff like that, because I feel as if we think we can take it to every team in this league, and yet the reality is we have to go and show it. We have to win. We've just played the team at the bottom of the league and not managed to win, and as I've always said, you have to find a way to win, and we didn't quite manage to do that today. I do think we are not far away from being a pretty good team in the league, but I can't keep coming here and saying that every week. We have to turn them sort of dominant performances into victories.
Take a little look at what's been going on social media then, shall we? Brereton Rovers said there's 80% possession and the others score. My arse, same old, same old. Be more Sean Fox, aka the Rover American. He said Barry Douglas involved in another goal. What an excellent signing he's been. I'm sure there's a bit of sarcasm in that. Tony Mowbray said this. Not the real Tony Mowbray, of course, but the real one on social media. He said inspirational team talk at halftime required, methinks 1-0 down. Ya bloody shower of shite. He says I'm sending you all your presents back to Argos. He says Adam Lodge said absolute shit, created nothing and relied on a moment of individual brilliance, not good enough. Carl Wick said this, that team that we finished with when everyone's fit looks good. Unlucky lads, the future looks good for us though. That's a bit of positivity there. Lewis Hartley said this, a point isn't good enough. 4 points for the last 6 games is shocking. I think I said 6 from I don't know, but regardless, another poor performance. We can keep the ball as much as we like, but we don't go anything with it. We don't do anything with it. A lot of work to be done, and the club needs to question Mowbray now. Only good thing we're seeing is Dack back. Adam Salzuki said this, I love Tony Mowbray, but bottom line, that was another poor performance and a disappointing result. More points dropped, more ground lost on top 6, and same old issues. Patience is a virtue, but we are starting to run out of it. Tom Evans said this, might as well be a defeat. All the good it did for us. We are throwing away another chance at the playoffs, having made the same mistakes in an adequately reinforcing defence in the summer. Not reinforcing defence. The same every match. More possession, more shots, leaky defence. Jamie Meacham said it's not good enough yet again. Douglas has too much input in set plays and delivers nothing. Dack is back. Thank heavens, he says. Jordan Kingsley said this. 2 points drop, turned up for the last 15, but by then it's too late. Douglas is a downgrade on Bell, and I didn't think that was possible. Poor again. TJ Cunningham said this, shocking. That only positive is Dack and Brereton are back. Dom Duxbury said this, not good enough. Just hoping with Dack coming back into team can push us on up. Talker Ewart said this, we can keep producing performances. We can't keep on producing performances like that. First half one, if we want to progress this season. Once Dack, Brero, Stewie D came on, we scored. We looked really good, but it's too little too late. Those three start for me against Huddersfield. If they are fit. Rovers tweet said this, Rovers the masters of keeping the ball but doing bugger all with it, he says. Mike Delap also said, thought their left back did a bloody good job on Nyambe, and Bar Rothwell's excellent goal did a decent job of starving any through ball chances. Rovers need more keys to try and unlock doors with. Fortunately, we might just have welcomed back the man. We are Rovers, aka who's this fella, Mr. Mac. He said, you've got to wonder, is this really progress at all? Lots of fans talk about progress, but the stats show that we are roughly the same as we were a few years ago. And Delap again says, complaints about Wednesday sitting tight and spoiling a little far far-fetched. Came to defend, build a solid base and pinch a goal to win it. Perfectly legitimate. In fact, evidence suggests we're the ideal opponents to do that against. Rovers only themselves to blame. And Northern Rover, plenty of possession, but not a lot of threat today against a well-organised side. Good goal from Rothwell. Nice to see Dack and Brereton are back indeed. And that's pretty much all I've got for you Rovers-wise. Let's take a little look at, of course, what else went on. Of course, there is a game later on, Watford against Norwich, but before that, Bristol City big winners over Wickham to keep their top six dream alive. Forest against Birmingham, the battle of the basement battle there, 0-0. Derby lost, of course. Wayne Rooney's team suffered a defeat there. I don't know when that goal was scored. It must have been late. Preston with the win. Barnsley 2-1 winners over Huddersfield. That's a good result for Barnsley. Goodness gracious me, good result for us. Gives us a bit of momentum maybe against Huddersfield. QPR did lose to Swansea. 2-0 winners, of course. Reading 2-1 winners over Luton. Brentford also kept their top two promotion push alive. And Coventry nil, Stoke nil. Of course, Rovers against Sheffield Wednesday end up all square. Not really good. The table looks like this. It's Norwich City leading the charge. Swansea looking good right now. 39 points on the board. They're in the top two. Bournemouth a game in hand though. They could go back into the top two themselves. It's Brentford, Reading and Watford make up your top six. It could all change a little bit. So maybe, just maybe, Reading do have a bit of belief in their legs. Rovers still as of right now 5 points off the top six. So we need a bit of luck. We really do. Down the foot of the table, Wickham, Sheffield Wednesday and Derby going down. But it's not all over, folks. It's not all bloody over. Of course, games coming thick and fast. Next time around it will be on Tuesday. Birmingham take on Derby, and then of course that's down the foot of the table. Sheffield Wednesday against Middlesbrough. They'll go to Hillsborough there. Norwich against QPR. Luton Town against Bristol City. Rotherham against of course Barnsley. Of course informed Barnsley. Preston against Coventry. Wickham against Cardiff. Stoke against Forest. Brentford against Bournemouth. Into Wednesday it's Swansea against Reading. But of course the game of the week will be at the John Smiths, the Kirklees, the McAlpine, whatever you want to call it. It's Huddersfield against Blackburn Rovers. It's a good place there. I went there. I had a good Costa coffee. Goodness gracious, I love a Costa coffee right about now. And I think that's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. But if you know, bang the old subscribe and keep me back up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, world football related. We got it all here under Wildrooski. That's it, boys and girls. Again, we'll be back a little bit later on for the preview for the Huddersfield game. It might be a day or so because right now I'm going to be on the bloody road. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed the fact that Dack is back. I've enjoyed the fact that Brereton is back, and hopefully it will give us a bit of belief that we can get back to winning ways before the end of 2020. It's not been the great end of 2020 that we hoped for, but again, 2021 could be the year that we start to see the real Rovers stand up, and of course with the real quality that we have coming back to the team. Anyway, until then, be sure to give the video some love and smash thumbs up, and again, check out the links down below. They're all across here. They're on YouTube, they're on Twitter, we're on Twitch, we're on Facebook, and again, if you want a sport channel another way, Patreon's right down over there. Make sure you check that one out. Until then, though, I'll see you all on the other side.